What's up, everybody? We back with another video. Today, we're gonna be talking about MEI. All right, man, we got MEI's stats pulled up. So MEI is a slasher, point guard who specializes in layups and passing that ball, man. Very strong inside those two areas. Not really good at much outside of that, though. So make sure you keep that in mind. So first stat, we're looking at his three-point shot with 51 at base. I'm not even going to show y'all how much he gets when the cells are maxed out, because as you can see, I have maxed out cells and maybe a few pieces of gear that give me some three-point as a substat. I don't have any main pieces of gear giving me three-point. So you can see that I have plus 38 over there. That is not very much for me to have maxed out cells and just a couple pieces of gear and just a few points of three-point for my assist characters. So make sure y'all keep that in mind. I wouldn't actually recommend building her for three-point. Second stat we're looking at is mid-range with 59 at base. It probably wouldn't be a bad idea to build her for mid-range. Dearman said he got a mid-range build on her, and whenever he sees them reach, he just goes ahead and fires that shot off, and he said it goes in a majority of the time. So if you want to put build her for mid-range and you want to just pull up in people's faces that are trying to reach for the ball against you, go ahead and do it, man. Dearman said that it works, and I trust his judgment. Next, we're looking at close shot with 54 at base. She gets absolutely none from her cells, so 54 at base, that is what she has. That +9 over there, that is from some gear and also from I think the masteries. So yeah, man, 0 from her cells. Make sure y'all keep that in mind. I also do not recommend putting more close shot on there, because even if you get all the extra close shot stuff, you still won't be able to touch 100. Not really worth it in my opinion. So next we're looking at dunk with 28 at base. Also, do not recommend dunking the ball, man. She's better at the layups, and you can also draw contact with those layups and knock them back similar to a dunk. We'll talk about that when we get to the power stat. So next we're looking at steal with 47 at base. You can see I got plus 42 over there. I don't really have much gear or assist characters bumping that up by much. I think I have a piece of gear bumping it up by 7. I don't have any assist characters moving that up anymore. So I'm assuming that this is what you get from the cells, plus whatever it is boosting it by a little bit more. Now, dribble with 56 at base. This is one of the stats you want to be putting your points into. You want to focus on your dribble stat, because if you have to dribble to the rim, you're going to get someone like a Nico or definitely someone like a Boa. You want to make sure that you have more dribble stamina to avoid getting ripped. Next, we're looking at pass with 64 at base. You also want to be putting not too many more points into this, but you can put some point guard assist characters on there to boost your pass up. I do not recommend putting pass on your gear. Please never, ever put pass on your gear, man. There's better stuff that you can put on your gear besides pass. You don't actually need it for a point guard, because MEI, she has a pinpoint pass, so you don't have to worry about overthrowing the ball. She also has a bounce pass, so you don't have to worry about the passes being intercepted as often as someone like a David, a Hoy, or a Jessica. So make sure y'all keep that in mind. Please do not put pass on your gear. If you're going to get extra pass, it should be from your assist characters. So next we're looking at speed with 65 at base. I'm going to have it on the screen for y'all. Probably already done already. How much she's going to get from her cells. So jump and rebound, block, and power. All trash with the exception of power. Now you're probably saying, Dream, what are you talking about, man? She has 32 power. Well, when you get the max cells and masteries for MEI, she has the absolute highest power stat of the point guards, which links into the way that she's supposed to be played, because with MEI, you're supposed to be ISO'd in the paint with a point guard, and you want to make sure you're getting your power stat at least to 50, because David, I think David and Fire King, they have like 46, 47. You want to make sure you got more power than them, so if you draw the contact on your layup, you will knock them back and go ahead and finish that. So let's jump to the abilities. All right, man, we got MEI's abilities pulled up. First one we'll be looking at is one of the most useless abilities in the game. This either needs to be buffed or switched to something different, because it does not help, man. So let's read it. Decrease the probability of being stolen by 5% at level 2. Decrease probability of being stolen by 5% when dribble is restricted. And at level 3, decrease the probability of being stolen when doing a pump fake. Yes, man, doing pump fakes increases the chances of you getting ripped, and being dribble restricted also increases the chances of being ripped. I'm assuming that a pump fake and dribble restricted are similar things, so you're looking at about 15% less chance of getting ripped when you are doing a pump fake, 10% less chance of getting ripped when you are just simply dribble restricted and 5% less chance of getting ripped. When you are dribbling the ball, that 5% absolutely means nothing. I'm still getting ripped while I'm dribbling the ball quite frequently. Against characters like Nana, it doesn't even have to be a Nico, man. I'm getting ripped by Big Mikes. I'm getting ripped by Rangers. It's ridiculous. This ability is absolutely useless, so make sure you keep that in mind. I will still max it out though, because there are a few instances where this might have actually helped. So next, we're going to be looking at Pinpoint Pass. This was our first level 4 ability, so let's read it. Powerful, long, straight, fast pass. It won't miss or be intercepted, so make sure y'all keep that in mind. Do not worry about an intercept when you use this Pinpoint Pass. You're going against the Nico. She's watching those passing lanes real good. Don't be afraid to Pinpoint Pass, man. She will not be able to intercept this. So at level 2, increase receiver shooting accuracy by 2% during the assisting time. At level 3, increase receiver shooting accuracy by 3% during the assisting time. And at level 4, they get 15% more extra accuracy for a total of 20%. Now, in the past, this was the largest accuracy boost in the game, but now that title belongs to Victor, so make sure y'all keep that in mind. His dunking pass gives you a lot of extra accuracy, man. So next, we're looking at the alley-oop. Self-explanatory. Pretty sure everyone knows what an alley-oop is. You're just going to simply throw the ball to a power forward, small forward, or center while they are close enough to the rim, and they're going to just catch it out of the air and dunk it on in there. So last ability we'll be looking at is layup pass. Natalie also has this. Albert has an ability similar to this, except he has a smart layup pass. So let's read it. You can trick the defender into blocking and pass the ball to your teammate when doing a layup. Now, when it comes down to this ability, you are not trying to trick the guard that's inside the paint with you. If you have 50 power, like I told you to make sure you have, then the only guard in the entire game, I'm talking about point guards as well as shooting guards, the only one in the game that will be able to block you is Conan, because he ends up having slightly more than everyone else, because that's what he's meant to do, to dunk that ball. So make sure you have 50 power, and make sure you remember you are not trying to trick a guard with this. You're trying to trick the big inside the paint, and then you can do a layup pass to your big. They can go ahead and dunk that on in there if they do it in time anyway. So level 2, decreased probability of being intercepted by 5%. At level 3, they get 2% shooting accuracy, and at level 4, they get 15% shooting accuracy, man, for a total of 17%. Definitely make sure you're maxing this out. Help them get that dunk on in there. So we're going to jump to Street Legend. I'm going to show you the layup pass, the pinpoint pass, and the alley-oop. All right, man, we got Street Legend pulled up. We got our girl MEI in here. So the first ability we'll be talking about is the alley-oop. Now, I made a breakdown for this ability. That was before I knew everything that I know now. So the one thing that I want to point out the absolute most when it comes down to this, you don't have to be 20 million miles away to actually do the alley-oop. So as you can see, if she'll just walk into the right range. Come on, Sarah. There we go. So as you can see, man, I was relatively close. Now, when you're doing this alley-oop, you want to be as close to the person as possible to give the defender less time to actually react to that alley-oop. So let's say, for example, Sarah's right there inside the paint, and I decide to go about over here. What are you doing, Sarah? Go back to the other side, man. This is why I don't like using Street Legend for demonstrations. I bet if I go the other way, she's going to follow me. Yup. But anyway, man, when it comes down to the alley-oop, you don't have to be like at the three-point line. You don't have to be close to the three-point line. If your teammate is standing inside the paint on the opposite side of the rim and you're standing behind the rim, then you can still hit them with that alley-oop. So make sure you keep that in mind. Next, we're going to be looking at the layup pass. Really good for tricking bigs inside the paint. Those guards will not be able to stop you. They're going to have to rely on the big to stop you. So let's go ahead and take a look at it here. You can see how he tried to jump up there and block my layup. And while he was trying to block that, he was stuck in the block animation while I passed to my Sarah. She was able to get 2 free and easy points. Now, I just want to make sure I make it extremely clear. You are not trying to trick guards in the paint with this. You are only trying to trick the big. So if you're in there with a guard, just go ahead and finish your layup, man. You will do just fine so long as you have 50 or more power. I recommend stopping at 50 because if you put too much power on there, you're going to sacrifice too much of your other stats. So make sure you keep that in mind. All right, last, we're going to be looking at the pinpoint pass. That's just how it gets done dunking on the other 2/3 of my team. So pinpoint pass definitely comes in handy, man. It is a much faster pass animation than a regular pass. It cannot be intercepted, and your teammates are going to get 20% extra accuracy. Definitely make sure you are using this if you have a ISO-based character on your team, because if they're going to be over there at ISO, they happen to not be able to lose their defender. If they got to chuck it, 20% extra accuracy is definitely going to help them. All right, man, that's just about cover everything. Just make sure you keep in mind, MEI is a slasher, passer, point guard. Do not recommend putting 3-point on there. And once again, Dear Man said a mid-range build can work, providing you play it properly anyway. He said just wait for them to reach, and then when they reach, go ahead and shoot. She has a relatively low shooting speed, so you want to make sure you're doing it when they're not able to actually jump up and block. So make sure you keep that in mind. Very important, man. And also, if you're in the paint by yourself with a guard and you have 50 plus power and that guard is not Conan, go ahead and finish that layup, man. They will not be able to stop you. You will definitely stick your shoulder in their chest, and there will be nothing they can do about it. That's it. Now catch you on the next one.